The world we inhabit is far from perfect. Each year, the once peaceful lives of thousands of innocent families are mercilessly shattered by wars and natural disasters. As the deluge of human victims multiplies, it generates a groundswell of despair. There are those, however, who have taken a stand against this flood of hopelessness, those that refuse to allow it to wreak havoc on the earth. They know that to be effective in the face of modern disasters and growing global need, we have to be part of a team. Children's Hunger Relief Fund, with its effective international response network that bridges east and west, north and south, is such a team. From our faithful donors to the brave professionals who risk their lives to act as an extension of your love. It was founded in 1975 by Colonel V. Donor, author of the Samaritan Strategy, with a clear directive: to transform our world one child at a time. It has built its reputation by focusing on the dangerously remote and hard-to-reach areas where others fear to go, and is currently making a difference in the lives of thousands of desperate children in over 40 nations on 4 continents, and does it all with an operating overhead of less than 5%. It is within this reliable and effective framework that you can express your compassion and reach out across a world of war, famine, epidemics, and natural disasters to come to the rescue of the suffering families. Children's Hunger Relief Fund has provided over $250 million of life-saving aid to victims of war, famine, disease, and natural disasters. They were among the first organizations to respond to the crisis in Iraq with tons of supplies and compassion. For over half a decade, Children's Hunger Relief Fund teams have risked life and limb in Afghanistan, the second most dangerous country in the world, to deliver tons of aid to thousands of families and to establish a Samaritan Center to care for the many war orphans here. Tsunami-ravaged Sri Lanka, India, and surrounding areas required a long-term approach. Here, Children's Hunger committed teams and resources to great effect, helping devastated villagers to rebuild their houses, their jobs, and their lives. Reacting quickly to the devastating earthquakes in Pakistan, Children's Hunger airdropped life-saving aid by helicopter into the remote, perilous mountainous areas. In drought-stricken Ethiopia, their planes laden with emergency aid delivered food and household supplies that fed thousands of starving children across this nation. They also collected and distributed emergency supplies to the victims in Goma, in the Democratic Republic of Congo, after their lives were devastated by dramatic volcanic destruction in January 2002. The savage and violent civil war in Sudan has claimed more than 2 million lives and rendered over 5 million people homeless. Children's Hunger is the only organization to consistently brave entering enemy airspace with carefully coordinated operations to deliver emergency supplies that must enter below radar to avoid being shot down. To make a difference to the many orphans and aid sufferers in South Africa and Kenya, Children's Hunger has established Samaritan Centers to provide the nurturing, love, and care these lost children so desperately need and deserve. To transform poverty and dependence into productivity and self-sufficiency, Children's Hunger has initiated food gardens and various self-help projects in both countries. Conditions were difficult during the massive flooding in Mozambique in 1999, and it was essential to respond with the correct type of aid. Truckloads of supplies were dispatched and distributed among the survivors. Around the world, if there's suffering, you'll find Children's Hunger Relief Fund efficiently and effectively representing your love and compassion to those in need. Over a quarter of a century, Children's Hunger has established the networks and expertise to effectively and directly distribute hope to devastated families at a moment's notice. Today, You can join the Children's Hunger Relief Fund team simply by adding your love, compassion, and generosity. As a financial partner, you will make possible all that Children's Hunger does, everything you've seen in the last few minutes, and so much more. Internationally, Children's Hunger is primed to rescue those whose lives hang by a thread. And the ability to respond swiftly can mean the difference between life and death. But we're only able to help in times of need because of your support. So please, be as generous as possible. There is still a long road ahead and much work to be done as we help rebuild devastated communities. But with you on our team, we can continue to make a greater difference for the families, for the children of the world.